from Monroe Memorial Park in Woodsfield. It's homecoming. Tonight, the Monroe Central Seminoles are opposed by the Shenandoah Zeps. This is Jeff Stevens with you, joined tonight by Dale Eddy, Joe Palmer, and Brian Easterling. The Zeps come in with a record of 3-3, while the Seminoles to try to maintain their unbeaten mark. Dale, good to be back with you tonight.
Well, it's good to have you back, Jeff. Last week you were away for the weekend, and Lance came in and did a nice job, but it's always nice to have the comfortable old Jeff back, you know.
Well, I want to thank Lance LaFollette and Jason Pyatt for filling in for me, and I think maybe I'm even with Lance now from me having to fill in for him a couple of weeks ago. We're going to get the coin toss at the center of the field, and we're just moments away from kickoff. I mentioned that the Zeps come in with a record of 3-3 with 3 wins against Jewett-Scio, Buckeye Trail, and Waterford. There are 3 losses to very good teams in Union Local, Frontier, and Bridgeport. And
but you can depend with Shenandoah coming to town like other teams. You know,
so
this is
will go on
a very good rap
to start the ball game tonight.
I think we're running over top of each other here.
Okay.
Shenandoah coming in, very good rival. You know, they've got a decent ball club this year. They've got a passing attack, very good quarterback, and so it could be a very wide open game.
Yeah, their quarterback number 8, Ralph Cobb, junior. He was their regular quarterback last year. 6 foot, 180-pound junior. The deep backs for the Zeps will be number 15, Daniel Fish, and number 2, Rudy Denis.
Well, we've got a beautiful night for football, Coach. It's a balmy, I don't know, what would you say, 68? Maybe not 50 some, I don't know.
Upper 60s, I would say.
It's really nice. We did have a few sprinkles, but I think they're going to hold off. They guaranteed us on, I guess, both networks, 7 and 9, that this would hold off till after the ball game.
After midnight.
But I do see Channel 9, I believe that is down there, and they have their rain gear on their camera, so I don't know what that means.
And sent people scurrying there for a moment with a couple sprinkles just prior to the teams taking the field, but no sprinkles at this moment. We're ready to go as Luke Shoemaker will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and the Seminoles will put the ball in play. The Zeps in their white jerseys and green trim and green pants. And this crowd, you know, nice crowd for homecoming, ready to go. And Shoemaker runs up and hits a line drive. They'll squirt down to about the 25-yard line. Number 24, Troy Miller, brings it up to his own 37-yard line.
They're going to mark it at the 45-yard line. 35-yard line, 36. And the Seminoles doing a continually better job on their coverage on the punts, Coach. They're really getting down, and some of those young kids really doing a nice job.
Quarterback is Ralph Cobb. We can look for the ball to be up a lot. He'll pass on the first play, and it's complete over to the right side to Denis, number 2. He'll be brought down after a short gain.
Robertson and Luke Shoemaker on the stop after a short gain. Looks like they're going to give him 4 yards.
And as I mentioned, we can look for Shenandoah to put the ball up a lot. So anytime that happens, a key is getting some good pressure from your front 5. Cobb to throw again. It's complete again.
It's underneath again. Ball loose.
Denis was hit over there by Robinson, I believe. The ball come loose, incomplete pass, 3rd down.
Yeah, nice hit there by Robinson. Met the receiver just about the time the ball got there and knocked the ball loose. Good coverage.
Looks like the Scott at the nose guard, Yoho and Demmerling the tackles, Kramer and Boer the ends. Ludwig and Trigg out here on this near side and the coverage of the Twins receivers. Cobb to throw for the 3rd straight play. He's got some pressure, and he is down. Sam Scott on the sack, also Demmerling and Boer were in the area, but I believe Sam Scott had a hold of his leg, brought him down for a loss of about 3 yards back to the original line of scrimmage.
And it's 4th down.
And 3 plays and out. The Zeps forced to punt. The punter is number 6, Brian Danaher. Robinson and Kramer deep for the Seminoles. His kick is high and very, very short. Seminoles will back off and let it hit and roll. And it's going to roll dead at the 37-yard line where it's downed by number 71, David Fish. And good field position for Monroe Central in their initial series.
It'd be nice to see them get started like they did last week, get that first series. Well, last week it took 2 plays to get into the end zone. A couple nice passes to Leisure.
And sure great every week if you can get on the board first, especially early. Quarterback, again, of course, is Joe Kress. They'll have 3 wide receivers and a single setback and Shoemaker. Robinson, one of the wing backs in motion. And Kress gives to Shoemaker on the first play.
Big hole.
He's got a big hole. He's across midfield to the 40 and brought down at the 35-yard line by Denis. 27 yards, Luke Shoemaker, first play of the game.
Luke not real happy with that tackle as Denis did a little extra roughing up on the tackle.
Tackle very high, and coach upset there, looking for a face mask or an unnecessary roughness penalty. And you never want to get the coaches on your side on you from right to start. It could be a long night for the official.
Yes, sir.
But a very big gain.
Don't think the tackle was much problem as it was after the tackle, you know, and Luke went down.
Kramer in at the wing left. They'll give to Shoemaker again, this time the left side.
Another nice hold.
And he's going to be down to the 27-yard line for a pickup of almost 9 yards on the play.
Troy Miller and Rudy Denis again on the stop.
I know last week Shenandoah in their loss to Bridgeport really felt that they did a nice job containing a very powerful running attack of Bridgeport, but when you have 2 backs like Shoemaker and Robinson who have combined for over 1,200 yards in 6 games, that'll be a great test for the Zep defense. I formation with a slot left, and we have a whistle.
We had the right side of the line jump.
Movement on the far side. And real quickly here, let's set the remainder of the Seminole offense. Again, number 88, Leisure, number 80, Geese are the ends. Number 76, Yoho, and number 72, Hannes at tackle. Number 61, Friday, and number 66, Boer, the guards. Number 74, Knowlton, the center. And number 34, Weddle, and number 33, Kramer will alternate at halfback, along with Shoemaker and Robinson, and quarterback Joe Kress. It wasn't an encroachment penalty or offside against the Zeps, and that is first down, Monroe Central at the 23-yard line.
It's been all Luke Shoemaker so far. We'll see where they put the ball this time. Dustin Robinson, not much.
He'll be hitting the backfield, and
number 2, Rudy Denis again.
He will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Robinson, on his first carry, will lose about a yard. I'll bring up 2nd and 11. And we mentioned the 1,200 yards rushing combined by Shoemaker and Robinson. Quarterback Joe Kress averaging better than 100 yards a game passing the ball this year. And we could see the ball in the air very soon. Shoemaker up the middle again with a nice hole.
Another great job.
He's inside the 15.
And number 15, Daniel Fish on the stop.
They'll put the ball down near the 12. They'll take a look at it and say just short. It's 3rd down and less than a yard. The drive entirely on the ground thus far. Last couple of weeks, the big pass play has helped get the Seminoles on the scoreboard. So we'll see what we have on 3rd down and a yard with the wishbone formation in the backfield. Kress will give to Shoemaker. He's going to be near the 10-yard line. That will be enough for the first down.
Good surge by the line, getting enough for the first down, straight up the middle. Yoho, the last one to get up out of that pile.
Cole Harrelson in replacing Keith Leisure on this 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Once again, wishbone formation.
Dustin Robinson.
Robinson with a
uncut.
huge hole off the right side, walks into the end zone. The line honoring the fake to Shoemaker. He drew all the attention. Robinson easily into the end zone. from 9 yards out. With 7 minutes and 1 second on the clock, the Seminoles will score, and I believe that is 6 times out of 7 games that the Seminoles have scored on their initial possession of the game. Joe Kress will attempt the extra point out of a hold of Jason Ludwig. Eric Kramer will snap. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is not good.
No good.
Off to the right. I thought it looked like it pushed a little bit to the right there. But so the kick is no good. But with 7:01 remaining, the Seminoles are on the board first and will take a 6-0 lead. Well, we have a minute here, Dale. We're trying maybe to mention a couple of things and some of the standings. I don't know if some of our fans out there, the enjoyment they get out checking, especially the playoff ratings there. You want to check your scores on the Friday night games and the Saturday night games. A couple of key things that need to happen to help the Seminoles stay in the top 4 is, one, a loss will be needed by Steubenville Central on Saturday night against Indian Creek, because if the Crusaders will win that game, they'll probably jump up to possibly as high as 2nd in the ratings, and will be a factor. But Lisbon is the leader, and Crooksville was 2nd, and Frontier was 3rd. Seminoles were very close 4th. Would be 2nd, but the state did not get the Tulsa score from last week in time for them to include that in this week's rating. So we really would be 2nd this week. But at the end of the year, you need to be in the top 4.
Yeah.
Crest to kick off this time. He's going to kick it on the ground where Fish will pick it up, bobble it, and now he'll have a little bit of a hole up near the 35-yard line. He'll be brought down about the 34.
Sam Scott on the stop there.
For an instant, it looked like a little bit of running room there by the ball carrier. That was number 15, Daniel Fish. So the Zeps with their 2nd possession from their own 34-yard line. That's in the same area where they started their first possession. 3 pass plays resulted in 2 incompletions and a quarterback sack first time. They'll send 2 receivers to the left. 1 running back with a wing back to the left. And a little over anxious up there, Luke Shoemaker, and I believe that'll be a 5-yard penalty. You kind of wonder part of the time, kind of surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
As Shoemaker gets up there very anxious, and the quarterback probably knowing that through scouting has went with an extra long count, and the Seminoles are offside, 1st and 5.
Changed up things just a little bit on Luke, and I believe that's the first time this year, though, that's happened.
That's the first I can recall that happening, and give some credit to the Shenandoah staff and their head coach, Mike McVeigh. They'll pitch to the right side, number
48.
Pitch to number 48. It looked like Travis Carpenter,
the fullback.
but he's pulled down at the line of scrimmage. Boer not letting the ball carrier get to the outside. No gain. It's 2nd and 5. They'll have 2 backs in the backfield, both backs very tight. With the tailback only about 4.5 yards off the line of scrimmage. He'll get the ball. That's number 24.
He's met immediately there.
Troy Miller, the ball carrier.
Good penetration. Luke Shoemaker in the backfield of the Zeps along with Kramer. And looked like possibly Weddle.
So the ball just over the 40-yard line, the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 4. Single back in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right side. They'll fake. They'll throw across the middle. And it's intercepted by Shoemaker. He's to 40. 1 man to beat. He gets a block from Kramer. Still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. We have a flag on the play. So we'll see what happens. We have a flag on the play.
Jeremy Wheeler, number 54, making the final stop.
And I did not see the flag. It was on the far side. Whether that was something that occurred prior to or after the interception. We'll wait for the head official, Chuck Tascaline, to sort things out. And people walking back. Let's wait a minute here, Dale, just to see, because I'm not real sure if the penalty would be a after the interception or if it's something that happened prior to. It appears that it is on the Seminoles. It is an illegal blocking below the waist on the return. So the interception by Shoemaker will stand, but the field position will suffer. Instead of having the ball down inside the 10, the Seminoles will have put the ball in play back at the 43-yard line.
But still a big turnaround for the Seminoles. Good pressure up the middle. I didn't see exactly who it was.
Some good pressure. And just prior to the snap, I heard the coaching staff down on the field yell, "Watch the tight end." Well, and that's who the pass was intended for. Shoemaker was right there and intercepted the ball, and his nice return is set back because of a penalty. Kress in the shotgun. First time we've seen that in a while. He's going to throw to Leisure, and it's complete near the 31-yard line.
Nice reception.
First down.
Daniel Fish on the hit, number 15.
First time for the shotgun this year, Dale?
I believe we had that maybe once or twice before. Leisure did a nice job that time. He saw the hit coming, and he was able to catch the ball and hold on as he delivered a pretty good blow.
Leisure with 6 touchdown receptions in 6 games.
And he just gets better every game, I think.
He seems to be able to find that. And a couple of times during the last 2 weeks, he and Joe Kress have checked off at the line of scrimmage, have read the coverage, and have turned what was called as a short pass into a long pass and a touchdown. We have a slot right. They'll pitch to Robinson, left side. He'll get to the 27-yard line.
Miller and Green on the stop.
4 yards to the 27-yard line, we'll call it. 4 minutes remaining in the first period. This being the second no possession of the game.
Sam Scott throwing a block out there, allowing Dustin to get a couple more yards as he picks up 4. 2nd and 6, 3:48. Sam Hannis. What did I say?
Sam Scott.
I said Sam Scott. I'm sorry.
Shotgun formation once again. Kress to throw.
Checking off
going
again.
To the end zone for Leisure. Just overthrown.
Again, a nice job is that you can see that developing from up here, and just a little bit over the outstretched arms of Keith Leisure.
Now bring up 3rd down and 6. The ball at the 27-yard line. Three minutes, 36 seconds remaining in period number 1.
6-0.
Leisure wide right. Backs in the eye. Option, Kress. He'll be brought down before he can pitch the ball by number 85. That would be Luke Combs.
Shenandoah had that play pretty well scouted out as they just almost literally tackled both option players.
Correct. Not a lot to do there because number 2, Rudy Denis, was all over the potential pitch man, Dustin Robinson. So Kress had nowhere to pitch the ball, so he just went down, took his loss back to the 31-yard line. 4th and 9. And from this position on the field, obviously the Seminoles will go for it. Kress once again in the shotgun with a slot formation to the left.
Seeing some new wrinkles here from Coach DeCosta and the staff.
Snaps a little bit high. Joe does a nice job bringing it down. He's going to the end zone. Leisure broken up, the double coverage over there, incomplete. So the Seminoles will turn the ball over on downs. The intended receiver was Leisure. So the Zeps will take over at their own 30-yard line. 2 minutes, 42 seconds remaining in period number 1. Again, 3 receivers to the right side. Cobb to throw. He'll throw low and incomplete. Ball intended for number 24, Miller, defended by number 24, Trigg.
Yeah, there was not much there. He would have maybe got a yard at the most. Ball thrown a little bit short. Trigg, another one of those players, a young player that just gets better every game. And the highlights last week, you can see on the punt team, he's really doing a nice job getting down. He and several others. Always around the ball.
Receivers this time to the left. Cobb drops quickly. He tries to go across the middle again. He'll be sacked.
He's sacked.
Once again.
Boer and Dimmerling. Dimmerling on the initial hit.
And if you cannot protect your quarterback, it doesn't matter how many times you want to throw it.
Doesn't matter how good he is.
Some very good pressure thus far, and the second sack of the evening. And that, that'll make the young man try to unload the ball a little bit quicker, and the secondary then able to make the play. So 2 sacks and an interception, and we're still a couple minutes remaining in the first period. 3rd down and 16. Cobb will keep to the right side. He has a little bit of running room. He'll be brought down over the side by Shoemaker and Ludwig, well short of the first down. Shenandoah will be forced to punt.
Cobb tucking it in that time. He's a junior, only a junior, 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Kramer and Robinson deep, getting instructions to catch the ball in the air. Something that they did not do on the short punt last time. Danaher. And the snap is high. No pressure. And a much better kick. And it's headed out of bounds over near the 35-yard line. They'll mark it down at the 37. And once again, we see a team, and their main intentions are to kick the ball away from Robinson and Kramer back there. I don't believe we've had an opportunity to make a nice punt return since the opening week down at Tyler Consolidated. You sacrifice a little distance on that, so if they want to kick short and out of bounds, I guess we'll take it. I guess we have to. We don't have a lot of choice.
That's right.
Crest will go under center. Wishbone in the backfield. Lazier split to the right. First back, Shoemaker. And
still on his
whistles.
feet.
They never did bring him down. Forward progress stopped after a gain of a couple of yards. About a yard, maybe to the 39-yard line. And a whole host of Zeps in there, and they still never brought him down.
Just a quick handoff straight up the middle, and there was nothing there, but he refused to go down, as we've seen so many times.
Not a particularly large following over on the Shenandoah side, but in the early going, a very, very noisy following.
Yeah, you'd think as close as it is, there'd be a lot more people, but possibly they're up on the bank.
This is Robinson, right side. Goodbye.
Great job, Dustin.
One guy to beat, and I don't think so. 10-5 touchdown, Dustin Robinson. 61 yards, Dustin Robinson. A huge hole off the right side, and the Seminoles on the board from long range once again.
25
12-0. And every week it seems like we get that at least one long play for about this may be the 4th week in a row. We've had a touchdown play of that 60-yard and plus variety. The Seminoles, after missing the initial extra point, will line up and go for 2 and try to get that point back. And we'll spread some people out here and see how Shenandoah reacts to that. And he'll throw, and he's going to throw to Kramer, and it's complete.
Complete.
Let's do what you have 2 formations there. One's called the polecat, and with a center as an eligible receiver. Shenandoah had it defended, but Crest put the ball right on the money to Kramer, and 2-point conversion is good. The Seminoles pulling out a lot of different formations and stops here, showing some things for the future opponents. Frontier and Bellsville, take note. But it's 14-0. Seminoles with 25 seconds remaining in the first period.
Well, that last play was really deserving. That was not an easy ball to catch because there was a defender right there. Nice thrown ball. Nice job of receiving the ball.
We'll get back to that touchdown run by Robinson. Once he broke through the line of scrimmage and hit about the 50-yard line, I don't think there was much chance that he was going to be caught. There was one guy right on his heels, but he was gaining no ground over the last 40 yards.
And you can't say enough for the line, opening up those big holes and giving the opportunity for those quick backs.
That's Yoho and, I'm not sure of the formation, Yoho and Friday on the right side, and possibly Geese if he was on the right side on that play. But it's a touchdown, 14-0 Seminoles. Crest to kick off, and once again bouncing it on the ground. A short kick to Miller at the 30-yard line, and he's still at the 30-yard line. I believe there's Trigg on the tackle. As you say, the kickoff coverage, I know early in the year Coach was not real pleased with some of his coverage, but better and better each week. Yeah. People like Trigg and Kramer and Sampson
Jones, who's a freshman,
Jones getting downfield. And I thought on the coach's show Thursday night that Jamie Sampson did an excellent job explaining the responsibilities of the kick coverage team. Like Lance said, it's more than just running down and trying to tackle the ball. You have an area to be in. And if you're out of your area, something bad could happen. And a keeper by Cobb.
Keeper.
He's
picked up a couple blocks, but he stopped there. Kramer along with Shoemaker.
Kramer had the first hit there. Shoemaker finished up a gain of about 3 yards. We've reached the end of the first period of play. And a fine first period it's been on this homecoming evening. Seminoles 14, Zeps nothing.
John and Steve of Weber's Pharmacy were born and raised in our area and care about you and your family. Over the years, they've served our community with after-hours emergency service, quality products, and competitive prices, friendly staff, and that special hometown touch. With that same spirit of hometown pride, John and Steve wish the Monroe Central Seminole teams and coaching staff good luck for a safe and successful season. Remember Weber's Pharmacy for all your healthcare needs. You're not just a number at Weber's Pharmacy, you're part of the family.
Most of us don't spend a lot of time thinking about septic service until we really need it. Sparky's Septic Service is there when you need them with liquid waste removal, septic tank cleaning, or portable toilets. Sparky serves Eastern Ohio and the Northern Panhandle. When you need portable toilets for special events, call them at 472-0525. Remember their motto, in our business, a flush beats a full house.
These days, it seems like everyone is looking for a bargain. You can spend a lot of time shopping for high quality and low prices, even for gasoline. Redhead in Woodsfield has 100% pure gasoline at low, low prices. While you're there, save on car care products, including oil, fluids, additives, and more. Soft drinks are discounted every day at the Redhead. Stock up on your favorite pop and snacks. Even Fido gets a break with Champion dog food at big savings. So stop at the Redhead today and save.
Second period underway. Seminole defense back on the field. 2nd down and 7 for the Zeps. Again, Cobb to keep on this, the right side. He's going to be hit and brought down. No gain. Nice job by the end. Jamie Boer stringing the play out until he could get some help. I mentioned here the first period, I believe the Zeps with no first downs and probably counting the 2 sacks, probably very close to 0 or maybe negative yardage in the first period.
And it looks like they're going to be giving the ball or letting Cobb take the ball. He's one of their better athletes. Looking again.
The throw, and he can way overthrown.
A lot of pressure as he's hit.
Daniel Fish as the intended receiver, but we have a penalty,
Scott
and
Kramer.
It's a holding call against the Zeps. That will be undoubtedly declined, bringing up a punting situation. Again, some great pressure. And when you get a lead, and you know that the man is going to be passing the ball, it's really an advantage for that defensive front to just tee off and go right after him. So on 4th down and about 7, we get an official's timeout. An equipment problem, it looks like, by number 24, Troy Miller.
Yeah, Miller going to the sideline there, and the official is waiting. They must have.
And they'll send a substitute in. Number 22, Jacob Ryer. And number 6, Danaher, Brian Danaher, 5'11", 170-pound senior. And now the Zeps will spend a timeout. There's a little confusion. Now just counting there, they do have 11 men on the field. But, the officials were waiting for the substitute, so they didn't have to call a timeout because of that.
Well, it's tremendous here, Coach. You just stop and think now. We're in the 6th week.
Week 7.
7 weeks.
Week 7.
Okay. Next week, St. Mary's. Then you go the last 2 weeks of the, you've got Frontier and Bellsville, 2 biggies.
2 very important games, very crucial games, or 3 very crucial games for the Seminoles. as they try to stay in the top 4 and the playoff region and gain another playoff berth. And it's too early to really say much about that. You know, it's about a 9-team race for 4 spots. Robinson fair catching the ball at his own 35-yard line. And I'm not sure if that was a direct instruction or if Dustin did not realize how much room he had. It looked to me like that was probably a direct instruction from the sidelines to fair catch the ball.
Good field position, though, at the 35. But my point was, you know, we started the season with a couple really, Tyler didn't turn out to be that much, but, you know, 2 or 3 real good ball games. We really ended up with a couple. There's really been no easy time. Waterford was not that big a deal, but every week is a challenge.
As the remainder of this game will be, we still have 11:07 remaining in the second period, 14-0 Seminoles. But Monroe Central with the ball once again, wishbone formation. Crest to throw. Across the middle, complete. That's the tight end, Manoa Geese.
Manoa again for a nice pickup.
Comes off the line untouched, right across the middle, and a first down. At the 49-yard line, just shy of midfield. And nice job by Joe with a little pump fake there and hitting Geese in stride. And a fine job by Manoa, you know, catching the ball. A couple nice catches last week, and the touchdown catch in particular in traffic was not an easy catch. Slot formation left. They'll give to Shoemaker up the middle, and the
nice hole, and he's open.
He's got a big running, lot of running room, 30, 25, 20, and he'll be brought down after a nice pickup by number 20, number 2, Denis on the play. With a trick, that little quick trap has been a great play this year, and again, a fine job by the front of the line, and the play will be good for 33 yards to the 18-yard line for Luke Shoemaker.
The line does a great job giving him that little opening, and Luke has explosive speed once he gets through. He's not a real speed demon out in the open, but he sure can hit the hole.
When he gets in the open, he sure turns it on and has done a great job in the open field. 1st and 10 Seminoles at the 18-yard line. They'll give to the second back, Weddle. He's got running room inside the 10, still on his feet, down to the 6-yard line. First down, Will Weddle. Just when you think you can key on one of the other 2 backs, there comes Weddle in this case, and last week there was a couple times it was Kramer, and that's a first down.
85, Luke Combs, along with Rudy Denis. Is that how we pronounce that?
Denis. Rudy Denis. And the ball at the 6-yard line for the Seminoles, 1st and goal.
Still 10:05 remaining in this second quarter.
Shoemaker on his feet into the end zone. Shoemaker hit about the 3, kept the feet going into the end zone for a touchdown, and 20-0 Seminoles. 9:54 remaining in the first half.
We could get spoiled with this. Nice job by Luke Shoemaker, keeping his feet going. Nice run.
And if you look in the Times Leader stats last night, you notice that 4 Seminoles pretty even in scoring. Kress, this time will be right through the middle. As Joe picks up another kicking point. 21-0 Monroe Central.
65 yards on, what was that, 5 plays? Approximately 5 plays. Nice job by the Seminoles.
Maybe 4 plays as I try to recap things in my mind, but a very quick drive and an early comfort zone for the Seminoles. And you know, still a long time to go. We can turn our attention to the second Monroe Central homecoming celebration. We'll be crowning the queen here at halftime. We crowned the king last night at the bonfire. That was Cole Harrelson, who was crowned homecoming king. And we'll get the queen's ceremonies coming up in 9 minutes and 54 seconds of playing time. So once again, will be the make it the 4th time this evening as we kicked off to start the game. The Seminoles will kick off. This time it will be Joe Kress. We have to kind of check every little while there to make sure, you know, because Kress and Shoemaker alternate the kicking. But this will be Kress. He has Fish and Denis deep. And once again, it's a low ball on the ground, picked up by one of the upbacks, Miller. He's going to be across the 40, and pretty good field position for the Zeps as Miller returns the ball to the 42-yard line. Looks like Arden, number 85, one of the tacklers.
So the Zeps are going to have good field position here. There's a short kick again, enabling them to get nice field position on the 42-yard line where they'll have 1st and 10. 9:45 remaining in this half.
But again, Cobb under center, probably looking to throw, and he will drop straight back. He tries a little screen, and no gain, a loss.
I believe we have a loss.
Fish is the receiver, and
Leisure on the stop.
Also saw John Shoemaker over in that area, but nice job by Leisure reading that screen and making the play. A loss of a couple. And that's just as good as a sack, you know, when you can turn a play into negative yardage. So 2nd and 12 at the 40-yard line for the Zeps. Cobb will pitch to number 48. That's Carpenter.
Yeah, he's nailed there right at the line of scrimmage. I believe that's by Luke Shoemaker. Weddle, 34 instead of 44. But he was met head on, and he got back to, looks like just at the original line of scrimmage, but it's 3rd down.
So 3rd down and make it 11, just shy of the original line of scrimmage at the 41-yard line. They'll try a reverse play. Here's Denis with blockers in front, and he's hit very hard by Kramer, number 33, Eric Kramer.
The second great hit there.
And that's a loss of a yard back to the 40.
Brings up 4th down.
And a very good blow delivered over there on the Shenandoah sideline by Kramer, as he and Robinson will now go deep, hoping to return the punt. And I'm not sure how many times this is, but Danaher once again in punt formation. Snap is a little high. The kick is short and near the sideline, and will go out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So the Seminoles will put the ball in play once again, already leading 21-0 with 7:34 left. So Joe Kress once again leads his offense out on the field. Only a couple of passes so far by Kress. You know, that's, as I mentioned, over 100 yards per game average by the Seminoles with the ball this year, to go along with over 200 yards rushing, and that's very good offensive production from a lot of different people. And Kress will keep. He'll try to get the outside. He will get the outside. He's to midfield and will be hit down at the 42-yard line.
Number 44, Ronnie Modica on the stop. He took the legs out from under him.
The Kress is brought down after a gain of, call it about 24 yards. 20.
A nice job by
And Ludwig will come in and give Kress a quick breather. This is something I know Coach Sarcosta did last week and wants to do. Nothing against anything that's happened, but a chance to give your second quarterback just a few snaps with the first offensive unit, just for the experience. So Kress took a pretty good hit, and he'll come out to catch a breather. Shoemaker is the ball carrier, and a flag goes in as a very late hit, and I believe a spearing call will be the call against Shenandoah, as the official pointed to his hat, and that is a late hit. Spearing will be the call. Dead ball foul, using the helmet for the contact, and tack 15 yards on.
That's a biggie.
And now we'll give the Seminoles a first down at the 24-yard line. You cannot make the initial contact with your headgear. And that's how the tackle was made, and that is a 15-yard penalty. Very dangerous both to the defender and the offensive man, to deliver a blow with the headgear. And the official talking to the Shenandoah players there, telling them exactly what the penalty was. It is a first down, Seminoles at the 24-yard line. Jason Ludwig at quarterback. Weddle goes in motion. And he'll pitch to Robinson. He has some running room to the 20. He'll put his head down and get a couple more yards around the 18-yard line.
Number 85, Combs on the stop. But a nice pickup by Dustin on that pitch.
Looks like about 6 yards on the play. Second down and 4. We've moved inside 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. I just looked down here just to double check myself, but there's nothing wrong with Kress. He's just getting a breather and allowing Ludwig to get a little experience. He's right there real close to Coach Sircosta. I'm sure very anxious to get back in the game. Second back, Robinson,
Dustin
a big
Robinson.
hole. He's near the 5-yard line for another first down. And the way things are going here, Dustin's going to be pushing the 100-yard mark in the first half.
First half, as he's done a nice job. I believe he scored two of the touchdowns.
I'll have to go down at halftime. I saw Mark Durkis of the Martins Ferry Times Leader downstairs. Maybe steal a few stats,
Get some stats
from Mark. You can look, and the Sunday Times Leader for his write-up. Mark always does a fine job for the county schools. And Shenandoah will spend a timeout as their head coach and defensive coordinator Mike McVeigh will go out. And as was mentioned by Lance on the coach's corner, you know, Mike McVeigh is a native of the area. He's a graduate of River High School and West Liberty College in his second year down at Shenandoah.
I believe another one isn't a Sebring boy, Craig Sebring.
Craig Sebring also.
A younger fellow from River.
River graduate. Muskingum College is their offensive coordinator. David Easterling, a Skyview graduate on their staff. So a lot of Monroe County, Switzerland of Ohio influence on this coaching staff.
Sebring, if I remember right, went to maybe Muskingum College, was an outstanding runner.
He was a very good track performer. He has been, I believe this might be his third year on the staff over there. Also helps with their basketball program at the junior high level. So after the timeout, first and goal from the 5. Coach Sircosta leaves the offensive huddle. Ludwig stays in the game at quarterback. And we'll see what the play call is on this first and goal from the 5.
Already 21-0.
Wing formation to the right with Shoemaker and Robinson in the backfield. And they'll pitch to Robinson, and he has the blockers and breaks a tackle and easily into the end zone. Another touchdown, Dustin Robinson. And it will go to 27-0, 5:36 remaining. Like another example as we had a couple weeks ago. It's great to see things be this easy, but I don't think that we really could expect that. The Seminoles clicking on all cylinders offensively and defensively here in the first 17 and a half minutes of the game. Or, well, now we're probably a little more than that, but Crest the kick. And his kick is right through. 28-0, Seminoles with 5:36 remaining. You mentioned there a few moments ago, Dale, the game next week at St. Mary's. St. Mary's with just one win. However, they had a very key performer that was injured during their first 4 games, who was considered to be one of the top recruits of some Division I schools as a defensive end and a tight end, and he is now back playing, or was last week. So, you know, they may be a little more potent team.
St. Mary's has been traditionally one of the stronger schools around, and so, you know, you don't know what to expect when you go over.
They lost a lot of people from last year and have had some other problems. It was just one win this year, going into the Friday night game. So Shoemaker will now kick off. If this stays up, probably right after halftime, a lot of people will be heading for some baseball. And if we can here in a little while, maybe we can get a picture up on the hillside. The tremendous amount of people
nice
on the
crowd
hillside.
On the hillside again.
What a great spot to watch the game from. So Shoemaker will kick off, and his kick is high and short. Denis will take it in his own 19 and have no blockers. He'll get to the 26 where
Trigg, Knowlton,
Jones,
Shoemaker, 64, John Shoemaker.
A lot of red shirts, very few white shirts over there for Denis.
Yeah, Denis didn't have a chance.
He'll get to the 27, about an 8-yard pickup. So the clock now running inside 5.5 minutes before halftime. And again, I do not believe Shenandoah has recorded a single first down, and probably maybe no yardage or negative yardage thus far. Cobb will give to his first back, number 20, Williams. Yes, number 20, Williams, listed as a 5'11", 160-pound freshman.
John Shoemaker, another freshman for the Seminoles on the stop up that middle.
Freshman on freshman. That reminds me that the JV team will be in action at Shenandoah on Monday evening. Young men are doing a fine job on their reserve games. They will be home after the St. Mary's game for their final home game. They were 8-0 winners at Frontier this past week. Again, first back.
And again, John Shoemaker. Looked like Luke Shoemaker, and
that is Williams once again.
Kramer also on the stop.
And a couple carries to the 32-yard line. It is now 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5.
Very hard going up that middle.
5 very difficult yards. Clock's continuing to run with 4:10 remaining in the first half. 2 receivers wide left for the Zeps with a wing back also on a wing left. Cobb to throw. He'll roll to his left. And he'll complete it to Denis. And what may be the first down of the evening for Shenandoah on Denis, the reception from Cobb. 17 yards to the 49-yard line.
Jason Ludwig on the stop after the reception.
So definitely the best offensive play by the Zeps thus far. And I'm sure they would like to get on the board before halftime here as we've moved inside 4 minutes. And the Seminoles are going to call a timeout. I think maybe Coach Singleton not real pleased with the personnel and the alignment he had there, so he'll go out and straighten things out. You don't want to get caught in this situation with personnel in the wrong spots or maybe not the correct personnel when you're looking for passing. So I see Will Weddle coming out, so I'd say an extra defensive back will go in. Now, a couple very good defensive performances. I guess you can't really judge last week's game other than it was a good defensive performance. But Waterford not a real strong offensive team.
The opponent wasn't real strong in that game.
Waterford with a lot of young kids out there. With 3:48 remaining before halftime, 28-0. Coach Singleton leaves the huddle, and Coach McVeigh will leave the Shenandoah offensive huddle. It's 1st and 10, Zeps at their own 49-yard line. Wide right is Denis. Long count by Cobb. He'll pitch to Fish, and he'll get about 5 yards off the left side.
I believe Dustin Robinson on the stop. Robinson and Shoemaker, possibly Trigg on the far side.
After one play out, Weddle returns to the lineup, and Kramer, who is a linebacker, will move back to defensive end, replacing Leisure. 2nd and 6. They'll give to their tailback. He has some running room inside the 40, and it'll be another Zep first down. That is Fish, I believe. So the second first down of the possession by Shenandoah. And that was number 15, Daniel Fish, who's lined up at tailback.
As they've got 3 minutes left here in the half, and they are knocking.
Fish again. He has the running room on his feet. He's brought down near the 30.
Some
near
nice
another
running.
first down.
And
a late flag. a late flag well behind the play as number 65 of Shenandoah, Josh Brown, and number 40, Sam Scott of the Seminoles. And the call will go against the Zeps. And that will be a dead ball penalty. And that's a crucial mistake by the Zeps. Instead of second down and near a yard, it will now be second down and 15. We're going to take a look at it and see if it was first down. Since it was a dead ball foul, if the Zeps did get the first down, they will award that and then mark off the penalty. And the official's over to talk to Coach McVeigh on the Shenandoah sideline to explain to him exactly what happened. And by the signal he gave, it looked like a knee was delivered by the Shenandoah player. But that is a dead ball foul. And that's an unsportsmanlike call. And it is second down as the down counts second and about 16. Second down and 16 at the 45-yard line.
And that penalty happening well behind the play.
I'm sure Coach McVeigh not happy
with that situation.
With the penalty that much behind. You're never happy with penalties, especially well behind the play. They'll give the fullback Williams. He'll get a couple or 3 yards. Again, not much going there. I see Demerling getting up among others. Yoho, who's been out, will check back in for Demerling. Nice to see Chad in there this week. A couple of days ago, I didn't know if Chad would be able to go. He had what appeared to be a spider bite on his leg and made walking very difficult. And glad I knew you wouldn't be able to keep Chad out of there if there was any way possible. And he's been in there most of the evening. Third down, 13. Cobb to throw across the middle, and what a hit. And they're going to throw it incomplete. Number 24, the intended receiver, was Miller. A tremendous hit delivered by Shoemaker. Rob Trigg scooping the ball up and heading for the end zone, but incomplete was the call, and a proper call I think it was. Some of the fans down below us not convinced of that, but I think it was a correct call. Fourth down and 13. 2:03 and a half. And looks like the Zeps will line it up. Cobb still in the game, and they'll go for it. Already trailing by 4 touchdowns with 2:03 left. Not a lot to lose. And I'm sure the ball will be up on this right side as there are 3 receivers on the right side. He'll pitch it, and he'll try to throw it, and he'll be brought down the backfield, and he'll escape and finally be brought down by Shoemaker and Kramer, I believe. But someone, I didn't see the number, had a piece of the ball carrier, number 48, Carpenter, as he was going to try to throw the ball on a halfback option play, but really never had an opportunity to look for a receiver. The Seminoles will take over now with 1:50 remaining before halftime at their own 45-yard line. And stay with us here in a few moments. We'll have halftime ceremonies. Kress wants to throw. There's a flag down. And he'll hit Lazier coming back, and Lazier to the ground at the 50-yard line. And that's just as well because the flag in the area that you normally think of offensive holding. And that is the call.
That is what it is.
And that will bring up first down and long as they'll mark off 10 yards back to the 34. That's 10 yards from the point of the foul, so that amounts to about an 11-yard loss on the play. First down and 21. First and 21, 1:24 remaining. The clock now running. Seminoles with 2 timeouts if they so choose to use them to get another score on the board. Slot formation to the right. Defense is the call from the Shenandoah stands. And what was supposed to be a delay, I believe, and Joe Kress will be snowed under for a loss back to the 32. What was supposed to be a draw play, I believe, with a little wraparound handoff to Robinson, and the timing was not there, and Kress forced to run for his life and will lose a couple of yards, and that's going to be second down and about 23. Clock running now with 40 seconds left, and Seminoles with a 28-0 lead will not be too concerned here. we'll let this clock run down and go to the locker room.
Yeah, go with a comfortable lead here with 28 seconds and the clock ticking.
We'll see what happens out of the shotgun.
Been an impressive first half for the Seminoles.
Looks like a throwing formation. Crest to throw. He's going deep for Leisure. If he has time to throw it, then he does not. Keith was open. So the sack back to the 31. And time will run out, I believe. And Keith gave a little fake air, and he was open deep, but no time for Crest to find the receiver. And we've reached halftime. And halftime ceremonies and the crowning of the homecoming queen coming up with the score. Monroe Central 28, Shenandoah nothing.
The F.W. Shoemaker Insurance Agency was established in 1903. They have 3 agents and 3 customer service representatives to give you the kind of service you deserve. Being an independent insurance agency means they represent different companies, allowing them to compare for you. For all of your insurance needs, auto, home, life, bonds, business, or farms, contact F.W. Shoemaker Insurance Agency at 472-0876. Thinking of building, buying, or remodeling? We can help with the cash you need at Woodsfield Savings and Loan, 105 West Court Street. We offer prompt, expert service and make every attempt to avoid red tape. We make it easy to obtain a mortgage loan or to receive a construction loan for the house of your dreams. Come to Woodsfield Savings and Loan for help with your future as we prepare for our future, facility and services. A new location, drive-through convenience and checking, but that same personal attention you've always counted on from Woodsfield Savings and Loan. Let Swiss Lands Realty help you find what you need. A beautifully landscaped lawn surrounds this house in Woodsfield. The property is on 2 lots and has a huge 2-stall garage. Inside, this 3-bedroom ranch has 2.5 baths, a large living room, kitchen dining area, a storage room, and a utility room. New cool vent windows and new doors, another big plus. Beautifully maintained, this home is ready for you to unlock the door and move in. We take listings on all types of property at Swiss Lands Realty, 472-0614.
And that will conclude our halftime ceremonies. Miss Amy Dick and Mr. Cole Harrelson, the homecoming queen and king for Monroe Central this year. And I want to acknowledge the student council representatives and particularly their advisors, Mr. Koslick and Mrs. Baker, for all the work they did in organizing things, the parade, and also Mrs. McIntyre and Mrs. Sherman, who did a yeoman's amount of work to get things ready. I know Mr. Phillips, the principal downstairs, said he really enjoyed the fact that he didn't have to worry about things from homecoming. He knew that things were in good hands. So things went very well. You know, a little bit rushed there, but they did a great job getting everything in.
I thought the parade was exceptionally nice. A lot of people did a lot of work on those floats, Jeff.
A lot of work went into it, and I heard there were a lot of people out, watching the parade. And I tell you, it's always nice to have good weather, so you don't have to worry about all that good, hard work going down the drain. We're ready for the second half. I'll quickly give you a couple stats here, courtesy of Mark Durkis of the Times leader. At halftime, Dustin Robinson, 99 yards rushing. Luke Shoemaker, 91 yards. So they're very close to their 200-plus yard average. A 288-27 rushing edge by the Seminoles. Joe Kress, 3 of 3 in the air for 25 yards. Ralph Cobb of Shenandoah, 3 of 8 for 18 yards. So pretty much a domination of the first half by the Seminoles, and they will get the ball to start the third quarter. Joined here in the second half by Dustin Hughes. He'll help us out here the second half. So what about the first half?
That was a pretty good first half, and the defense looking real good for Monroe Central.
Okay, we're kind of interrupted there by the onside kick attempt and off a Seminole, but it will be recovered by a Seminole. And I believe number 64, John Shoemaker, jumped up high and got that rebound. And he's going to limp off the field a little bit, but a very important recovery there as he went up and got that ball for the Seminoles. And you don't want to turn the ball over or give the team an onside kick to start the half. You want to protect that 28-0 lead.
Really nice heads-up play there by John Shoemaker.
What's it like at halftime, Dustin, when you have a big lead like that?
Well, it's kind of hard to keep focused, and but Coach, he really comes out and he keeps you up and psyched up. So
he has a way of keeping you on task, doesn't he?
Oh yes.
Shoemaker will be the ball carrier. He'll have a first down yardage to around the 40-yard line. So on the first play, you come out, and as you said, to keep focused and keep on task, so to speak, and a big pickup on first down always helps that.
Really nice lead block there by Chad Yoho. He really gives it all there on the front line on offense.
I know Dale and I have talked before, anytime you get the kind of yardage rushing that we have had most games this year, a lot of people up on that line, especially this time on the right side, doing a tremendous job. Slot formation to the left with Shoemaker and Robinson in the backfield. That will put Shoemaker over 100 yards. Kress wants to throw, and he'll go out here to Kramer in the flat. He's to the 30, and still on his feet, out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 13 yards and another first down.
That's what the Seminoles call a slide 3 and go, where Joe pump fakes Keith, and Keith takes off on the streak. But Joe elected to go with the underneath man of Eric Kramer.
I think he not seeing Glazier open. That's a nice job checking off to his secondary receiver. Another first down, and if the offense could get in and punch another score in, I think we can look for some of these gentlemen to probably have much of the rest of the evening off.
Really nice job of the line there, giving Joe plenty of time to throw.
Shoemaker's going to be hit one of the few times this year we've seen him brought down in the backfield. Number 55, Brent Bassford, came through and made the tackle. 5'9", 230-pound junior. And Shoemaker will lose about a half a yard. We've not seen Luke hit at the line of scrimmage for a loss very many times this year or in previous years.
Well, Bassford right there played a real nice job there, playing off the ball and keeping his eyes on Luke there. Real nice play.
So second down and just over 10. Slot formation to the left.
Look for a pass here to Lazier.
And it is a pass to Lazier. He'll make the catch, step to the outside, stay on his feet inside the 15. He'll be out of bounds. About another 11, 12-yard pickup. That'll put Joe up to around 50 yards passing for the night. And it will be a first down for the Seminoles at the 14-yard line.
There again, you can't emphasize enough the job that the line's doing tonight. Gave Joe plenty of time to throw. Nice route run by Keith, and real nice throw there by Joe. Perfect execution right there.
And during the course of the year, we have not seen many balls that Keith was able to get his hands on not be caught.
Yes.
So same formation, slot to the left. And we'll pass again, and a little miscommunication that time, and the ball goes incomplete.
I believe the ball right there was intended for number 33, Eric Kramer. He was supposed to run a little underneath pattern there.
And that may be the first incomplete pass of the evening.
I believe so it is.
We can figure out Kress's efficiency rating over the last few weeks. His percentage has been very high. A number of touchdowns high, interceptions low. He would have a very good percentage of completions thus far this year, and that's nice to see. And this is Shoemaker to the right side. He's on his feet and into the end zone. Touchdown from 14 yards out, Luke Shoemaker.
What a block right there by Trevor Friday and Sam Hannis. Really nice job coming off the ball and firing off and destroying their defender.
Some of those gentlemen on the line that did not have a lot of experience, and most of the line, with the exception of Yoho and Boer, had very little experience, continue to get better every game. And that's great to see.
I think the seniors are really stepping up this year and taking hold of some of the younger players, and they're really filling the shoes very well.
Kress's kick right through the middle. So with 10:04 remaining in the third period, the Seminoles take their opening possession of the third quarter and go down the field and score, and it's 35-0 Seminoles. As we've mentioned just a little while ago, Dustin, this would be 3 straight weeks of relative ease by the Seminoles. They've been able to score at will after 3 just tremendously hard-fought games. And as a player out there in the past, both sides of the ball, it surely makes you feel good to know that you can take some time off in the second half and catch a breather, because the game's going to continue to get rough these last 3 weeks, especially the last couple, and what we hope will be another appearance in the playoffs. So very possibly, if the Seminoles hold without the Zeps scoring on this next possession, we'll see some of the JVs in the game offensively. As we've mentioned in the past, Coach will probably keep most of his first defensive unit on the field as long as Shenandoah keeps their first unit on the field, especially with a young man that can throw the ball like their quarterback, Cobb. Nice kick by Kress to the 13-yard line. This is Denis, and he's going to be hit and step away from a couple of tackles and finally be brought down over around the 30-yard line. And several Seminoles had a hold of him. Not sure who ended up making the tackle. But as we mentioned earlier, Dale and I, the kick coverage has been a little bit better each game, and some young men doing a nice job getting down, taking some pride in that kickoff coverage. What's the goal you like? If you can get them around the 30-yard line, you've done a nice job.
Oh, you're doing your job, that's for sure.
Because it can change the complexion of a close game in a hurry. Cobb is still at quarterback. He's going to give to number 15. That's Daniel Fish, who's lined up at tailback here during the latter part of the first half, and now here to start the third quarter, and he has had 2 or 3 real nice gains. That's going to be good for about 9 yards.
Yeah, 6'1", 160 senior. He's got pretty good agility. Real nice running back.
So maybe the Zeps have found something, because I'm not sure if this young man is lined up in the backfield a lot earlier in the year.
Yeah, I guess the old saying comes in effect, better late than never there.
And that's what the Zeps are playing for, is trying to establish things for the last 3 weeks. But this time, nothing.
Shoemaker really stood him up nice right there. Nice play by Luke. Really nice play.
And that's going to be a loss of a yard or 2 on that quick toss. And no one fooled by the Seminoles. And, you know, a play like that, Shoemaker makes a play and then gets a little bit of help. And brings up 3rd down and a couple.
That's what you like to see. One person making the initial hit and a bunch of red jerseys swarming around the ball carrier. That's what you like to see on defense.
Seminoles up tight on this 3rd and short. They'll give to Fish again. He's going to be hit hard at the line of scrimmage. The ball is loose, and
Luke recovers the fumble. 1st down and 10, Seminoles.
Super hit put on by Joe Kress and forced the fumble. And Monroe Central will take over at the 40-yard line.
Really, really nice hit right there by Joe, coming up and make a really big-time play, big-time hit there on Fish. So 1st down and 10 for the Seminoles.
And what appears to be mostly a first unit still in the game for the Seminoles. You know, this early in the 3rd quarter, you know, it's really hard to penalize some of these young men by letting them, taking them out of the game. Kress wants to throw for Leisure.
It's right there.
It's a completion and a touchdown. 40 yards. Kress to Leisure.
Really nice read right there by Joe. The defender bit on the pump fake, and Joe just laid it out there real nice, and one heck of a catch by Leisure. Real nice throw, real nice catch right there. There again, the old slide 3 and go.
So 41-0 Seminoles with the extra point upcoming. And that's going to put Joe Kress up around that 90-yard mark, and we'll put him around 700 yards now for the year.
You got to think now maybe some of the younger guys, the JV guys, are going to start coming in here after that score.
As I look down the field here, as the kick is up and good by Kress. As I look down the field, some of the Coach Sherman lining up some of the younger Seminoles down there. So 7:42 remaining. The Seminoles turn a Zep turnover into 7 points and increase it to 42-0. Still very early in the 3rd period.
Well, the past 3 weeks, the Seminole special teams have just been phenomenal. The punts, the kicks, just phenomenal.
And of course, tonight, punting has not been needed. So, as far as you punting the ball, so that's always nice. If you don't have to punt, then probably a lot of good things happening on the offensive side.
Really good.
So I see a couple of new people getting into the game on the kickoff coverage as Coach Fox has sent a couple new people in. He's giving some people a breather here. And Kress will kick off.
Daniel Ludwig in the ball game for the Seminoles on the kickoff team.
And And we've talked before, some of the people that do not get a chance to play a lot during the first offensive or defensive units have taken some pride in doing a nice job getting down on the coverage. So Crest the kick, and he kicks this one deep, and it's going to hit down around the 15-yard line and bounce around and be picked up by Denis. And he's going to get up the sideline. He's going to break loose and be brought down at the 35, still on his feet. And Crest saves the touchdown at the 50-yard line. And right after we've talked good about all those guys on the kickoff coverage, then that time not a real good job.
A lot of missed tackles there, not wrapping, sticking a shoulder in there. And Denis really making a nice heads-up play, breaking the tackles, and keeping that feet pumping.
It looked like he was caught a couple times there. Let's give the young man Denis a lot of credit there for keeping things going. Broke loose of several people who had a shot at him before Crest brought him down at the 49-yard line. So the defense now will be forced to, in the middle of the field here, pitch back on a flea flicker, and the ball is tipped away by Ludwig.
Real nice play right there by Ludwig, staying on the man, not coming up on the fake. Just a really, really nice play by Jason Ludwig.
Robinson right there also, and the help from Ludwig to knock it down, and that's the job of the free safety, is to not let anybody get behind you. So Robinson and Ludwig both there, and Ludwig knocking the ball down, 2nd and 10. Little flea flicker, that's the words I was trying to get out there. It wouldn't come out there, where the running back Fish took the handoff and then pitched back to Cobb. But all that results in incomplete, 2nd and 10.
The Noles are in the 50 defense.
This is Fish, the ball carrier. He's going to get 5 or 6 yards to the 45-yard line.
Dimmerling and Kramer there on the stop.
Some nice runs by the young man, Daniel Fish, in the game tonight then.
Yeah, but the turnovers have really, really killed Shenandoah this evening.
2 turnovers, the fumble, giving the Seminoles good field position moments ago, resulting in a 40-yard drive, and an interception earlier gave the Seminoles the ball and inside the 50-yard line, and points both times.
Well, sometimes right there, that's the ball game on the turnover situation.
And again, a little anxious by the Seminole defense. It looked like Weddle that time coming on a go game. May have went a little bit soon and is going to be called for offside. And that's going to give Shenandoah a first down. And a couple times tonight that has happened. And safe to say that a little extra long count or a little bit of a stuttered count possibly by Cobb drawing someone offsides. And against a team that likes to blitz their linebackers like that, that's good coaching by Shenandoah to try to do that. And it's worked a couple times. Not this time. Here comes Shoemaker on all-out blitz, and the ball is incomplete.
I believe the ball was tipped by number 24, Robbie Trigg.
I believe you're right. Trigg had a hand on it over there, but some pressure put on by Shoemaker. Cobb forced to throw off the run, incomplete, and that will bring up 2nd and 10.
Real nice penetration right there by Luke, timing the snap. Tonight, Ralph Cobb has done a really, really nice job of reading the go games and drawing the Seminoles off sides with a hard count.
That's, even though he's a junior, it's almost a 3-year regular by Cobb because he played quite a bit as a freshman. And Cobb will look to throw again. He has Fish in front of his defenders at the 27-yard line. That'll be another Shenandoah first down. Ludwig on the tackle.
Real nice job right there by the Shenandoah line, and Cobb stepping up and firing the ball right in there for Daniel Fish.
And so Cobb can throw the ball, and he is showing that on a couple of deliveries here in the second half. He'll look to throw again. He'll go for his receiver Fish once again on a short pattern this time. He'll get about 7 or 8 yards, looks like, to the 17-yard line. And it's going to be about 2nd and a yard.
You give a quarterback that has played 3 years like that and has valuable experience, you give him time to throw it, and he will hurt you.
Early in the game, we were getting some nice pressure on. We're not getting as much pressure now. This is the freshman running back, Williams. He's going to be pulled down by Boer.
Real nice pursuit right there by Jamie Boer. Coming off the ball, reading the play, and reacting.
And a big play right there after team has gained some yardage and had a 1 yard to go. It's now going to be 3rd and 6.
Now the Noles are going to have to step up right here on defense and hold them.
Yeah, a lot of pride there. You know that defensive unit would like to have another shutout. Cobb to throw. And his pass will be caught, I believe. Trigg was on the coverage. It's going to be caught by Denis.
Real nice play right there by Denis.
Very close to a first down as they'll stop the clock and take a look at it, and it is a first down.
Cobb stepping up right there and reading the defense real well, just laying the ball out there, and Denis making a very nice play catching the ball.
It's a nice catch. The ball delivered low, and it's a tough play to make, but Denis made it, and the Zeps getting their best scoring opportunity of the evening now at the Seminole 16-yard line.
60 defense, which is man.
And Fish, and he has very little yardage. Looks like Demmerling and John Shoemaker. And that's going to result in a gain of maybe a yard or so.
Johnny Shoemaker did a real nice job right there on that play, being a freshman, stepping in varsity level and reacting to the ball. He's got real nice size for a freshman, and he's really stepping up this year, getting a lot of valuable experience.
He's giving a breather on this series to the veteran Chad Yoho.
Yoho's played an excellent ball game tonight, both sides of the ball, coming off the ball.
And Cobb wants to throw again. He's forced to run and be brought down after a pickup of a couple of yards. I see Weddle and John Shoemaker getting up off that pile.
The Shoemaker combo right there and on that tackle. Both sticking a real nice shoulder in there and making Cobb pay for coming out of the pocket.
Ball's going to be at the 13-yard line, 3rd down and 7. Cobb to throw again. Getting some pressure. He's going to run, and he'll be forced out of bounds around the 10-yard line, just inside the 10.
Demmerling and Kramer right there doing a real nice job forcing him out of bounds. Nice pursuit on the play.
I'll bring up 4th down and about 2. Denny Knowlton going into the game. An extra lineman as Jason Ludwig, a defensive back, will check out. As we'll see a goal line type defense by the Seminoles, and Shenandoah will spend a timeout. And even though the score is 42-0, and very important right here, Shenandoah working on things for the last 3 weeks, and they're still going against first-line defensive players. This is a practice situation, and as we said, the defense of the Seminoles, they don't want to allow a touchdown.
Well, right here, stopping them right here on 4 downs could be a big emotional lift in next week's ball game.
The defenders right here have to tell ourselves this is a crucial play. This is like some of the defensive series as we had back in week 2 and week 3 and week 4 where the game was on the line.
Well, I'm sure Coach Singleton is treating this like it's a close ball game, wanting to hold them 4 downs right here, getting a very big emotional lift.
There's 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. And as I mentioned, it is 42-0 Seminoles. And speaking of working on things here, we'll get a field goal situation. If you were an outside defender here, Dustin, would you be thinking fake?
All the way. 42-0, you gotta.
The kicker is number, I'll have to check, look at number 99, who is not listed on the program.
They have an eligible receiver there on the right side.
His kick is up and good. And by the reaction over on the Shenandoah side, you would think that the Zeps have just taken the lead.
Yeah.
But they're on the board at 42-3, and an opportunity to work on a part of their game right there that may pay off for them down the road in a few weeks, in the last 3 weeks of the season.
Shenandoah did a really, really nice job right there, taking the ball and taking it right down the field, but, the Noles did a real nice job on defense, making them kick a field goal.
And the Zeps opened the 3rd period with an onside kick, and I see Coach Fox getting his good hands team in line down here at this time, anticipating another onside kick. I think it would be safe to say that would be coming. And if they didn't kick it onside, then you have Dustin Robinson deep, who can field the ball and get a little bit of yardage to maintain possession. We see up front, we see Kress and Kramer and Shoemaker and Leisure, along with Weddle along the front line. In the second line of Arden, Friday, Jones, Trigg, and Ludwig, with Dustin Robinson deep. Number 71, David Fish, will kick off as they'll send everyone to the left side. And they'll shift the receiving team over a few steps. And he'll kick it very high. And Shoemaker will just grab it and fall to the ground. Nice play right there by Shoemaker.
Really, really nice heads-up play right there by Luke, having the sense to first catch the ball and then hit the ground.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but you would need to call that ball out, such as you would as a baseball player, an infielder, and an outfielder catching a pop-up right there to get everybody out of your way and make the play.
Infield fly rule right there.
Infield fly rule was in effect. Shoemaker made the play. Seminoles will take over at their own 44-yard line, and with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third period, the JVs will now get a series of offense. And
Josh Jones will be the fullback, the freshman.
Nice hand for the first liners over here as they come to the sideline. The quarterback is Ludwig. They'll give to Trigg, and he'll get very little yardage, probably lose a yard or so. As on that play, Shenandoah still had many first-line defenders in, and they have now replaced their first-line people with some of their JV players. So we'll get a preview of Monday night's JV game. An opportunity right here, Coach, also playing some guys such as Trigg and Eric Kramer with the JVs a couple games here to give them some experience, because those are some young men that may have to step in next year. So as I said, Jones as a running back along with Trigg. Ludwig will fumble the snap and lose a couple of yards.
Andy Christian, the ball carrier.
Let's look real quick here. Daniel Ludwig, the other halfback, and up on the line. Try to catch some of the numbers here real quick. I see number 68, Tucker Roberts. Number 64, John Shoemaker. Number 51, John Cecil going in. Number 70, Tom Jones. Number 60, Matt Hughes coming out of the game. Number 50, Eric Rose. And then number 85, Nathan Arden, one receiver. Number 11, Bruce Ludwig, the other receiver. They'll give to Jones. He's across midfield and be very close to a first down. I think he may have it.
Real nice hit right there applied by William Webster.
Would that be the same quick trap play we see Shoemaker run very effectively?
Yep, that's it right there.
And Josh Jones, the freshman, getting a pickup of about 14 or 15 yards on the play. Number 58, Daniel Cole entering the game.
Well, every time you see that real quick trap with Luke, you got to be thinking, the slide 3 and go, the pump fake, the fake to Luke, the pump fake, and the throw to Leisure.
1st and 10, Ludwig out under center. He'll give to Jones again. He'll give a little ground and try to get outside, and will at the 40, 36-yard line. Pickup of some 9 yards by Josh Jones.
Yeah, Josh right there turning the corner shows a real nice burst of speed right there. Close to the first down. First down.
And it will be a first down, as he'll get a very generous spot from the officials and pickup of 10 yards. And at this point in the game, you tend not to get a lot of measurements here. The officials will look at it and say, okay, it's a first down or it's not, and let's play on. Clock running now inside 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Ludwig will come to the line. We'll get one more play before the end of the quarter.
Brucey Ludwig in the ball game at the right end.
And Ben Miller will get the ball and get a couple of yards across the 35 to about the 33-yard line as we've reached the end of period number 3. And it's been all Seminoles once again this week. Monroe Central 42, Shenandoah 3.
At West 78 Auto Sales, we'll take anything on trade. Well, almost anything. If you're looking for a used car to fit your budget, West 78 Auto can fix you right up. Stop by and ask Dale about our financing. You buy here, you pay here. And on your way to or from the car lot, why not have a bite to eat at Hometown Restaurant, where home cooking is just like Grandma used to make. The mashed potatoes are real, the gravy doesn't come from a jar, and the homemade soup simmers to perfection. West 78 Auto and Hometown Restaurant in Woodsfield. For almost any size job, the area's most extensive fastener display is at Ager Hardware. Small engine belts in all sizes, too. And it's that time of the year for Oregon chains and bars and, of course, hunting licenses, shells, and accessories. Home improvements are easy with the large inventory of electrical and plumbing supplies and standard bathroom fixtures. A full line of kitchen and laundry appliances are always in stock. Custom paints for interior and exterior fall fix-ups. Special services, screen repair and glass cutting. Car wax and car care products, bikes of all kinds, and just arrived vent-free and kerosene heaters. Eggers, much more than a hardware store.
Period number 4 underway. 2nd and 7 by the Seminoles as they are at the 32-yard line. And number 46, Muntz, will get a carry. That's Robert Muntz, 5'7", 145-pound freshman. As Coach Acosta distributes the ball around, try to get some extra carries by some people. A loss of a yard or so. Maybe I'm not about the 30-yard line.
Real nice play right there by number 47, Andy Christian, the 5'10", 165 sophomore from Shenandoah.
A lot of young men for Shenandoah getting a chance to play on Friday night that I'm sure they're not used to because they have had several close games this year. Ludwig will give to Jones. Not much as he's hit right at the line, and we get a flag downfield, and we'll see what happens. Clear downfield, blocker against the defensive back, and a very late flag having nothing to do with the actual play. And this is a bad penalty no matter who it's on. And it's a dead ball foul and sportsmanlike conduct against Shenandoah. And it's the second time we have seen that happen this evening. And I know that the coaching staff of Shenandoah cannot be real happy.
Well, I talked to some of the guys at halftime, and they were saying that they were kind of getting out of shape there the first half, and Eric Rose doing a real nice job right there of keeping us cool and turning us back.
And I know Coach McVeigh and some of the members of the Shenandoah staff, and I know they do not tolerate that kind of action. And the young man who was called for the penalty is going to the sideline right now, and Coach McVeigh will have a word with him. And I know Coach does not permit that over at Shenandoah because he has a lot of class in his program over there and is doing a fine job. So 1st and 10 Seminoles. Jones will be the ball carrier. He'll bounce at the outside. He can see the corner of the end zone and be driven out of bounds very near the goal line. As a freshman who's never been in the end zone in a varsity game, I'm sure he found a little extra burst of speed right there to try to get there.
I'll tell you what, I've watched this kid from the Pee Wee Leagues, and I'll tell you what, he was brought up in a super family. He's just a super nice kid, and he's a real nice athlete. He is going to be something to watch in the years to come.
The ball just inside the 1-yard line, 1st and goal, and this could be the first opportunity for the Seminole JVs to get a varsity touchdown, I believe, this year. They've gotten a decent amount of playing time, a few games, but they've never had a chance to get it in the end zone. And 1st and goal from inside the 1. Ludwig will give to Jones, and he's into the end zone standing up. This looks like that other fullback running into the end zone, nobody touching him.
There you go, the old cool hand Luke quick trap to the left.
So nice job by the young men on the offensive line with this JV unit. And with 10:53 remaining in the game, it's 48-3. And we'll get Daniel Cole to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Jason Ludwig. And Tovar looked real good last week booting it through. And he gets a second chance. And he has a JV group in there blocking for him.
He kind of looks like that one.
And a whistle. Go ahead, Dustin.
He kind of reminds me of that one player that played for Woodsfield. I believe his last name was Dalrymple.
He could kick the ball through the uprights.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad.
I know Lance last week mentioned Lumpy and also Chad Weber playing down in Marietta, and a fine job they're doing, both for starters down at Marietta College. Snaps a little bit low, but Cole's kick is up, and it's good. Daniel Cole, 2 for 2 on the year, and with 10:53 remaining, 49-3, Monroe Central.
I think Joe's got to be kind of worried on that kick right there.
Looked good, real pretty right through there. Maybe not dead center, but it had plenty of space to spare. So 2 weeks in a row, Daniel Cole on the board, and that's always real nice to get some other guys in there. I see Josh Jones getting a handshake down there from Coach Acosta and some other members of the offensive line. And it's really nice to see those young men who next year we'll see a lot of replacing some of those seniors.
You know, just a reminder, these games that they play on Monday night, the JVs, are, I love it. I mean, they give it their all, and usually they have been coming out on top here lately. They've been looking pretty good.
Yeah, those young men take a lot of pride in it. You know, you spend a couple of years on the JV team. It's an opportunity to show what you can do, and to know that going into the next summer's drills, the coaches know what you can do, and you know, you get a chance ahead of somebody else to be a first line guy a year later.
Well, I had the experience to play JV ball, and man, on a Monday night, you just thought it was a varsity game, the atmosphere that the players had.
And by working hard through the JV games, and it paid off for you as a senior to be a two-way player and to have a nice senior year. And hopefully some of these young men, you know, things will work out the same for them. So Daniel Cole will kick off, and his kick is kind of a twisty-turny short kick to the 25, and a big return by number 22 across midfield. That is Jacob Ryer. He got through a crease and gets across the 50 into Seminole territory at the 47-yard line.
There again, Shenandoah gets the ball at midfield.
A little 10:40 remaining. As the fourth quarter now appears that the Zeps will continue to play their JVs on the offense, and the Seminoles will do likewise on the defense. The quarterback for the Zeps is number 4, Ryan Modica. He's a freshman. And I did not see who the ball carrier was. And I see Jones getting up off the tackle, and going very difficult to catch names of all the young men in here, but we'll try to, you know, pick out the tacklers the best we can. Second down and 8. They'll hand off to the fullback. I believe that's number 33, Jim Rapaski. He'll be brought down by Roberts. Jones, Muntz up off the tackle. Also Geese right there, getting some experience at the defensive end position. I think a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to the coaching staff here when you're subbing on every play just to make sure you have 11 people on the field. We'll get a pass, and he's hit very hard as he throws. The ball's intercepted. Number 32, Ludwig, and he's gone. Daniel Ludwig, the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Daniel Ludwig.
What a hit right there by Tucker Roberts on the quarterback. He laid him out flat on a pancake.
The touchdown to Daniel Ludwig. I took my eye off the play to look to see who the number was that was made the play. That was, as you say, Tucker Roberts delivered a big hit on Modica, the quarterback. Daniel Ludwig stepped in front, made the interception, somewhere around a 60-yard return. And you know, this score is going to look big in the paper tomorrow, but that's 2 touchdowns your JVs have put on the board now.
Then again, you can't emphasize what a hit that was put on by Tucker Roberts.
The snap's a little bit low, but the kick will once again be up and good by Mr. Automatic, Daniel Cole.
Tovar 3 for 3 on the year.
9 minutes left in the game, 56-3, Seminoles. The snap was a little bit low. Jason Ludwig has done an excellent job all year on the holding and got the ball down. And that one wasn't quite as pretty as the last one, but it was just as effective. See Joe Kress out there with a little pat on the back for Tovar.
Daniel Ludwig right there doing a real nice job of avoiding the tackles and showing a nice burst of speed into the end zone right there.
Somebody asked me the other day, he said, Tovar, who's that? And, you know, if you're around the program very much, you'll know Coach Acosta and the assistant coaches have a nickname for just about everyone.
And there are some dandies.
And there are some good ones. But Tovar, you know, comes from a former Ohio State player by that name, who was number 58 for the Buckeyes and he now plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. So since Daniel was number 58, last year they just started calling him Tovar. And your Coach Acosta started that, or somebody did, and they just kind of caught on. But another kickoff opportunity for Cole. And there's still 9 minutes remaining.
We'll see if this one here is a little better looking than the last one.
This is one of the higher offensive scoring units. This is a beautiful kick. It's going to hit at the 15, roll down to about the 5, where it'll be picked up. And there's a big return and brought down by Arden on the far side. And for a moment, it looked like that the number 22, Ryer, was going to turn a disaster into a big play. But Arden made the stop at the 32-yard line.
There again, Tovar, Daniel Colt, just looking like at number 70 for Woodsfield.
You know, I've heard mentioned by a couple people earlier this year, said, well, you know, who will kick next year? Well, you know, good chance that Daniel will get a look as the kickoff man and the placement kicker, and Kramer will return as the punter. First back, no gain, and there's a lot of Seminoles right there. I see Muntz getting up off the pile. Last up is Roberts, and loss of a yard.
I believe Tucker Roberts and Johnny Shoemaker made the nice initial hit right there.
So look around here, even with this lopsided score, not a lot of people leaving, a lot of people staying here and enjoying, you know, a big homecoming win. And the quarterback, Modica, he'll be hit by Shoemaker, and John Shoemaker tried to come up with the ball there, but the official says no way. So that'll be third down and about 7.
There again, Tucker Roberts doing a real nice job on defense, laying himself out and just destroying the ball carrier.
See, number 63, Michael Dixon, was in on that play. He'll now check out. I started to mention a moment ago that, you know, 56 points has to be, obviously it's a high point the last 2 years from Monroe Central, but it has to be one of the higher point totals by Coach Acosta coach team. And the last 2 touchdowns scored by the JV. Pitch out to the right side, and Ryer, the ball carrier, eludes Shoemaker, and it looks like Arden makes the tackle at the 35-yard line. See now Rose coming back in, number 50, and number 82, David Forrest. Checking out number 73, Dave Weddle. See number 22, Josh Woodby going in, as we'll get a punt return unit.
Josh Jones and
we will get 11 guys. There's a couple of late entries to the field. As
Josh Jones and Brucey Ludwig are back to receive the punt.
Ludwig and Jones back. And high kick, not bad. When both guys will back off and let it hit, Jones will take it on one bounce. He'll step away from a couple tacklers. And now he's going to get some more running room to the left. He has some running room, and he has a lot of running room. Down the sideline, one guy to beat, and he's going to be in the end zone. Josh Jones. And the third JV touchdown of the evening. Josh Jones with a 70-yard punt return, his second touchdown of the night.
I thought that was Robinson there for a second.
And that was mostly by himself because the wall broke down immediately when the ball hit the ground. And once Jones broke a couple of tackles, he showed that fine speed as the end zone. And another touchdown.
I didn't see who it was on that play, but man, there was a real nice block there for Josh to open him up
around
to score.
The 40-yard line that broke him loose. And Tovar's kick is blocked. Daniel Cole did not get that kick off. And I guess nobody's perfect. So 6 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. You know, Seminole special teams and Seminole defense at the JV level have converted a couple of touchdowns, and it's 62-3.
You know, like in college football right now, there's a real nice big controversy about running the score up on players like this. But like Bobby Bowden said for the Florida State Seminoles, you can't tell your guys no when the ball's right there. You know, that is a perfect example right here tonight.
Anybody that's here tonight knows that is not the case. Now, people that hear the score on the 11 o'clock news is going to say, yeah, boy, they ran the score up. But as we said, 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, all by the JVs, 1 on an interception return, 1 on a punt return, and you can't ask those guys not to run hard and try to get to the end zone. Yeah, I mean, that's a name in the paper on Saturday morning and Sunday morning.
How do you tell a freshman player playing varsity not to catch it and you know, return it all the way?
So a fine job there by some of the young Seminoles. And we see number 73, David Weddle, is going to try his, I was going to say his hand at kicking off, but maybe a better terminology would be try his foot at kicking off. And he has kicked off some in the JV games, and he's ready. He's checking with the official to make sure he had the whistle, And it's not a bad kick at all. Down, he'll hit it around the 20-yard line. And with a hard time picking it up over there by number 10, William Webster.
The senior, Jamie Sampson, right there, making a nice open field tackle.
As I mentioned during the first half, I thought Jamie did a nice job explaining the responsibilities of the kickoff coverage team on Thursday night on the coach's corner. And I know as a young man doesn't get a lot of opportunities offensively or defensively, he takes a lot of pride in making those tackles. And it's important.
Very seldom do you walk in the locker room and see Jamie's head down because he's not playing, but whenever he's on the field, he gives an all-out effort.
Everybody will enjoy the same benefits at the end of the year, and what we hope will be another playoff trip for the Seminoles. This win is going to keep the Seminoles tied for first in the PVC and a distant second to Belair in the OVAC. And I'm afraid that no matter what happens with us the remainder of the year, there's almost no way we can catch Belair unless they lose their last 4 games, and I don't believe that's going to happen.
That's almost saying like a miracle's going to happen with that offense that Belair has.
A lot of people think that Belair is good enough to win a state championship this year.
Well, with their quarterback Jose Davis and the running back Josh Kinder, they got a real nice combination down there in Belair.
Saw him last week throw a touchdown pass left-handed and also make run a counter play by throwing the pitch out behind his back. And this is a high school man. So a short game, but the Zeps 2nd down and 8, and some confusion in the backfield, and the tackle by, I can't see the number. Williams is the ball carrier, and it looks like number 68, Roberts. Number 68, Roberts made the play, and we've called that name several times here in this 4th period.
He gives an all-out effort on every play whenever he's on there. He's a real nice young freshman ball player.
This freshman group has some very fine ball players in it, some fine athletes from a football standpoint, and also we're looking for a large turnout of freshmen for the basketball team this winter, and maybe enough to enable us to have 2 freshman teams, and that would be great. But it's a very, very excellent group of young men.
We'll talk about basketball whenever it gets here. I just want to get through the football season.
Hopefully we have a lot of weeks of football remaining. And back to about the original line of scrimmage is, I believe that's the quarterback, Modica. And we get a few sprinkles of rain starting to fall again. Just a couple of sprinkles. So on 4th down,
Josh Jones and Bruce Ludwig back to accept the punt.
And coach is moving him up, and I think they're going to allow this ball to hit and roll, and that's basically so, well, let's be honest with you, that's so another one won't be returned for a touchdown. I think coach does not want another score, and with 3:30 left, he's going to let his offense run a few plays here and hopefully run out the clock. We'll see what happens. I remember a game several years ago. You would probably have been a member of that Woodsfield team down at Belair St. John's. In order to keep the score from running up, in the 4th quarter, coach had his quarterback just take a knee and run the clock out with quite a bit of time left. I'm not sure if you would have been on that team, or that may have been while you were still in junior high. You were probably one of the young men on the field that wasn't getting a chance to get some points on the board.
Yeah, yes, I was. I was that little guy out there on the field shadowing Mike Linehauser and John Knowlton that year.
But 62-3, 3 minutes left. Ludwig again, the quarterback. He'll give to Woodby, number 22, Josh Woodby, a 5-yard pickup to the 43. As I'd say, Coach Sherman will now look around and see if he has any other running backs that have not had a chance to carry the ball tonight, and make sure everybody gets a chance to carry the ball. I think about everybody has had a chance thus far this evening. It's
real hard for a senior to stand on the sidelines and know you only have so much time left before it's all over with, and watching the JVs play, it's kind of hard.
But the same token, after week 7, the bodies need some rest. Jones is the ball carrier. He'll have a first down into Shenandoah territory. They'll put him down at the 47-yard line.
You mentioned injuries right there, and only playing a half and giving Chad Yoho and Luke Shoemaker to kind of nurse and rest their injuries for next week.
A couple other young men who had some illness this week. Some guys out of practice. I know Sam Scott has an infected tooth from his mouthpiece cutting him. Sam Hannis, I believe, has had some flu. Some other guys have had some health problems. Will Weddle was out of school day this week. So it's nice to give these young men a chance to rest. And let's get them off the field with 1:40 left and get them in the locker room before we get any rain.
Quarterback keep right there by Ludwig.
Next week, the last regular season road game to St. Mary's. That's right across the river at Newport. You just go past Frontier and get on the bridge and go across the river there to St. Mary's. That's not a bad trip at all, and I'm sure we'll have a huge crowd there as we do every week. This is number 22, Woodby. He's fighting hard, and he'll get about 4 yards.
Woodby right there showing good second effort, not stopping the feet. Real nice second effort right there by Josh.
Goes hard just like his dad and former Woodsfield running back, Uncle Herb, who also wore number 22 a few years ago. And Herb will tell you it was more than a few years ago.
That was before my time.
Yes, it was. 40 seconds remaining. Ludwig will give to Miller, and he has a nice gain for another first down at the 34-yard line, and the clock will stop at 32 seconds as they move the chains, and Chuck Taskeline putting the ball ready for play in a hurry and getting that clock running. One more play, and this will be a wrap.
There you go. 20 seconds left to go in the ball game, and the JVs are still putting forth a great effort.
Today is Joe's birthday. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
And that would be how many? Joe, how many?
How old?
I was going to say, I know how many it is, I think, if I stop and think for a second there. Somebody want to know if that was 50. Ludwig will take a knee, and this ball game is history. Great night by the Seminoles offensively and defensively. Too bad that field goal spoiled a shutout, but I think if you only surrender 3 points, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Another big offensive night, 62-3 Seminole victory, and the Seminoles will maintain at least a share of first place in the PVC. They'll also solidify their ranking in the top 4 of the computer playoff ratings, depending on the outcome of some other games this week. And I know a dejected group of Shenandoah Zeps walking off the field there as they're very disappointed in their outing this evening. But Dustin, thanks for stopping by the second half there. And wasn't a lot to talk about. We had a lot of time to fill there and a lot of new names to call, but there was some excitement during that fourth quarter.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity by Joe and you, and I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Well, stay on call, in case we need something then, in the future. That's going to do it this evening. For Brian Easterling, Dale Eddy, Joe Palmer, and Dustin Hughes, this is Jeff Stevens saying the final score once again, Monroe Central 62, Shenandoah 3. We'll see you next week at St. Mary's.